Hello everyone, welcome to @russianaims. Today this video is to tell you about how to get a temporary resident permit in Russia. First of all, I'd like to tell you what is a temporary resident permit. A TRP in Russia is an official document which grants a foreign citizen the right to legally live and work in Russia. It is like a stamp in a passport, like you get your visas stamped on your passport. So what are the benefits of TRP? If you have a TRP, then you're going to freely enter and exit Russia without a visa. You don't need any visa. You can work legally in Russia without applying for a work permit. You can legally register and incorporate a company as sole proprietorship. You can access public healthcare facilities and clinics where you live. Now we got to know what are the restrictions of TRP. If you are getting a TRP, then you may only work in the region where the TRP was issued. For example, if your permit was issued in Moscow, then you cannot work in Moscow Oblast. Secondly, you must remain in Russia for at least 6 months out of the year. Then, if you're going to leave Russia for more than 6 months in a calendar year, then your TRP would be annulled. For example, you're an Indian and you get a TRP. Then you are not going to stay for 7 months in India and you are deciding to stay 5 months in Russia. Definitely your TRP will be annulled. The validity of a TRP is 3 years and it can't be extended. So now, how are TRPs issued? Basically, there are 2 ways. First of all, within the quota. Each year there is a limited number of quota granted by the government for issuing TRP, and secondly, outside the quota system. Please note that if you're going to get your TRP issued, then you need to be present at that office. You can't, if you're not present and you are going to get your TRP, this is not legal. So let's know about TRPs under the quota. Well, each year the Russian government decides how many spots will be available under the quota, and the spots are spread evenly around the regions of Russia based on the demographic situation of any given year. So now if we look into the numbers of the quota, for year 2020 there were 60,270 spots, in which if you go for the main cities, in Moscow there were 2,000 spots, for Moscow region it was 4,000, and for St. Petersburg it was 1,500 spots. Like that, if you see in 2019 there were 83,480 spots, in 2018 there were 96,360 spots, and in 2017 there were 1,10,880 spots. We can clearly notice that the spots are decreasing gradually. So now when is the right time to apply for TRP? The quota is yearly and is based on first come and first serve. So the sooner you apply, the better. As we know, there are many documents which are needed to apply for a TRP. So please, you may begin to plan as far as in advance as possible, because to prepare the documents, it may take some time. Now, where to apply for TRP? Recently, the Federal Migration Service in Russia has become a part of Russian Ministry of Internal Affairs, because before that there was Federal Migration Service in Russia where we would go and apply for TRP. Therefore, many people are wondering where documents should be submitted if there isn't a Federal Migration Service anymore. So depending on the region where you apply, you must submit a TRP application and the supporting documents to the Migration Division of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So what is the time duration to apply under quota? So if we say you are an Indian and you want to go to Russia, then definitely you need a visa. So if you come under that category that you need a visa to enter Russia, then the law allows the authorities to consider your application for up to 4 months after you have submitted your application with all the supporting documents. But if you're from a country which does not need any visa to enter Russia, then the law allows the authorities to consider your application for up to 60 days. So now we look into the documents which are needed to apply the TRP under quota. We need 2 copies of the TRP application. We need 2 photos, size 35 to 45 mm. Please note the photograph must have your face taking up at least 60% of the photo. You should be looking straight ahead and the picture should be clear and in focus. You may also not wear anything on your head or glasses in the photo. You need a passport. You need a translated and notarized certificate that confirms you do not have a criminal record from your home country, a medical certificate, certificates that you have passed the test on the Russian language, Russian history, and the basics of Russian law, a migration card, a registration receipt from the bank signifying that you have paid the temporary resident permit application fee. Now, what are the eligibility criteria to apply for TRP outside the quota? So you must meet one of the following criteria to apply for TRP applications outside the quota. So first, if a person is under 18 with a foreign parent, adoptive parent or guardian, who already has a TRP. Secondly, a person married to a Russian citizen living in Russia. Third, a person over 18 or over 18 under the native country's law with a disability or partial disability applying for a TRP together with the parent, adoptive parent or guardian. Next, a person who has invested in the Russian economy in an amount determined by the Russian government. A person who has applied to serve in the military for active duty. A person who is a member of the government program for the relocation of compatriots living abroad and their family members. Even a citizen of one of the countries of the former USSR who received a public university degree in Russia and completed a license course can apply for TRP. A Ukrainian citizen or state-led person who permanently live in Ukraine and has refugee status or has received temporary refuge in Russia. Lastly, a person who is permanently relocating to Russia in accordance with international treaties on the rights of relocating persons. So these are the criteria which you have to meet. Any one of them you have to meet to apply for TRP applications outside of the quota. Now, the documents which are needed to apply for TRP outside the quota. The documents are same as required for the applicants who are applying for TRP under the quota. The main difference here is documents confirming eligibility for application outside the quota is Russian birth certificate, confirmation of Russian family members, certificate of participation in the resettlement program, any other document that will serve as ground to apply for a TRP outside of the quota. So you need any of these documents, any of these 4 documents or the other documents which comply with the eligibility criteria for the applicants who are going to apply for TRP outside the quota. So lastly, what is the cost to apply for a TRP? So as of March 2020, the fee was 1600 rubles, or we can say $25 to apply for a TRP. So thank you for watching this video, and if you find this video informative, then please like and subscribe.